During and after 2010 has offered plenty of funny films that are worth watching, from horror comedies to knee-slapping romances, and everything in between. Comedy movies had a great run throughout the 2010s, from smaller indie gems to huge, load-laugh riots. In this video, top 10 comedy movies in 2010 and after are compiled. Be with me until the end of the video. Ten. Grown Ups 1. 2010 movie. In 1978, five 12-year-olds win a CYO basketball championship. 30 years later, they gather with their families for their coach's funeral and a weekend at a house on a lake where they used to party. By now, each is a grown-up with problems and challenges. Marcus is alone and drinks too much. Rob, with three daughters he rarely sees, is always deeply in love until he turns on his next ex-wife. Eric is overweight and out of work. Kurt is a house husband, henpecked by wife and mother-in-law. Lenny is a successful Hollywood agent married to a fashion designer with 3 kids, and his 2 sons take their privilege for granted. Grown Ups 1 scored 5.9 out of 10 on IMDb. 9. This Means War. 2012 movie. In Los Angeles, Franklin Foster, FDR to his friends, and Tuck Hansen are best friends and partners as undercover CIA agents, recently reassigned to desk jobs after a covert operation gone wrong, which resulted in the death of criminal Jonas Heinrich. His brother Carl, who escaped, vowed revenge on them. Their loved ones don't know what the undercover pair do. They believe that FDR is a cruise ship captain and Tuck is a travel agent. FDR is a party boy and serial womanizer. Tuck is recently divorced and still yearning for the traditional family life. Through different channels both meet Lauren, relatively new to LA, re-entering the dating scene after her last relationship soured. FDR and Tuck eventually learn that both are dating Lauren, whom each believes is the true love of his life. As neither will give her up, they set some ground rules. Neither will tell her they know each other or that she's dating someone else, neither will sleep with her, and they won't let her get in the way of their friendship or partnership. But as their feelings for her grow, they disregard the rules, even at the expense of their friendship. This Means War scored 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb. 8. Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa. 2013 movie. 86-year-old Irving Zisman is on a journey across America with the most unlikely companion, his 8-year-old grandson Billy, in Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa. Jackass characters Irving Zisman, Johnny Knoxville, and Billy Jackson Nickel will take movie audiences along for the most insane hidden camera road trip ever captured on camera. Along the way, Irving will introduce the young and impressionable Billy to people, places, and situations that give new meaning to the term child rearing. The duo will encounter male strippers, disgruntled child beauty pageant contestants, and their equally disgruntled mothers, funeral home mourners, biker bar patrons, and a whole lot of unsuspecting citizens. Real people in unreal situations, making for one really messed up comedy. Jackass Presents Bad Grandpa scored 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb. 7. The Other Guys. 2010 movie. Officers Danson and Highsmith are the 2 best cops that New York City has to offer. However, when they take on an assignment that proves for them to be too much to handle, they are killed in the line of duty. With New York now devoid of its heroes, a void needs to be filled. The entire department is scrambling to fill the fallen hero's shoes. But now Alan Gamble, a seemingly bland and dull forensics accountant, and his partner Terry Hoyts, who earned the nickname, the Yankee Clipper, and is universally known for having shot Derek Jeter during Game 7 of the World Series, have broken the case open thanks to Gamble's investigation of faulty scaffolding equipment. Now desperate to see some action, Gamble and Hoyts will leave their desks to take on the case of a lifetime that will see their partnership come to the ultimate test, as well as the relationships they have with their significant others. The Other Guys scored 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb. 6. This Is the End. 2013 movie. James Franco is hosting a mega housewarming party in his newly built modern Los Angeles mansion. Seth Rogen, an invitee, convinces his reluctant friend Jay Baruchel, visiting from Canada and who is staying with Seth as he always does when he's in town, to go to the party with him. Jay's reluctance due to not really knowing or therefore feeling comfortable with James and his friends, and he believing James and his friends feeling the same about him. Jay's uncomfortableness at the party is overtaken when he and Seth witness something otherworldly. James and the other party guests believe what happened was a mere earthquake, a common enough occurrence in Southern California, which Jay is willing to admit is not what this event was despite appearing even more of an outsider to the group. That is until a more apocalyptic event hits the area around the house leading to mass fatalities, with the survivors surmising that what is happening is in the realm of a zombie apocalypse or the actual rapture itself. A few of the survivors take refuge in James's house, which may or may not protect them from what is happening in the outside world. As they try to survive, the issue of self-preservation may kick in, especially as it applies to food and water, and whether to provide refuge to anyone else on the outside trying to get in. But as inner thoughts of possibly not surviving what is happening may come to front of mind, true thoughts of what this small group of celebrities think about each other may also come to light. This is the end, scored 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb. Before continuing, top 5 comedy movies during and after 2010. What was the best comedy movie for you after 2010? Share me on the comment. And after that, make sure you have subscribed this channel for more in the movie world. Make your own movie time by being the member of the channel. Finally, let's begin the top 5 lists. Be with me. 5. Warm Bodies. 2013 movie. In a post-apocalyptic USA, the survivors live in a city surrounded by walls that separate them from the living dead. Their leader Grigio sends a group of teenagers, including his daughter Julie, her boyfriend Perry and her friend Nora, to the outside to collect food and supplies for the population. However, they are surprised by a group of zombies. Among them, R, who is a young zombie without recollections but very introspective. R eats Perry's brain and revives his memories and sensations with Julie, and he falls in love with her. R saves Julie from the other zombies and hides her in the plane where he lives. Along the days, they develop a weird relationship and become friends. When a group of zombies led by R's friend M finds Julie, R protects her. Soon the zombies including R change their emotions and are capable to dream. But the fearful Bonies are seeking out Julie and R. Warm Bodies scored 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb. 4. Ted. 2012 movie. In Boston, the 8-year-old lonely boy John Bennett has no friends. On the Christmas day, he wishes that his Ted bear comes to life and a miracle happens and Ted becomes his only friend. 27 years later, John Bennett is a pothead that works at a car rental and spends his idle time smoking pot and watching movies with Ted. He also has a girlfriend for 4 years, Lori Collins, who has a great job. Lori's boss Rex tries unsuccessfully to get into her pants. One day, John meets the weird Donnie that worships Ted and wants to buy him for his son Robert, but John refuses the offer. When Lori puts John against the wall to stay with her, John has to make a tough decision. Ted scored 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb. 3. 21 Jump Street. 2012 movie. In 2005, Morton Schmidt and Greg Jenko were polar opposites in high school. Schmidt did well in school, but his geekish personality made it hard to him to gain acceptance among his peers. Jenko was a jock with plenty of friends but had poor grades. 7 years later, the duo join the police force and they become friends. The duo finally catch a break when they are assigned to go undercover as high school students and halt the spread of a synthetic drug that many students are getting their hands on and catch the supplier. After their identities are inadvertently mixed up, Schmidt finds himself among the popular kids, including the school's main drug dealer, while Jenko finds himself ostracized and frowned upon by most of the students. Schmidt's attempts to make something of himself leads to a rift with Jenko and threatens to derail the entire operation. 21 Jump Street scored 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb. 2. Crazy, Stupid, Love. 2011 movie. Cal Weaver is in a midlife rut and doesn't even realize it, until Emily Weaver née Boyle, his wife of 25 years, his high school sweetheart, and the only woman he's ever been with, asks him for a divorce. She still loves him but not what he's become. That rut has even led to her having an affair with her coworker, David Lindhagen, who would like that relationship to be permanent. A young, handsome, well-appointed, and seemingly wealthy young man named Jacob Palmer notices what a sad sack of a man Cal is because of his situation. Jacob, a Lothario of a man who can have his pick of women with who he only wants one-night stands, offers to help Cal get his manly mojo back to make Emily regret ever wanting to divorce him, and make him move on with his life. Although Cal accepts Jacob's help, the one part he may not really want is moving on from Emily. As Jacob helps Cal, Jacob himself may come to the realization that there is more to life than one-night stands, especially after he meets a young law student named Hannah, who is going through her own relationship issues. A happy romantic ending for both Cal and Jacob with their respective loves is hindered by some unknown information, including Cal's best friend's 17-year-old daughter, Jessica Riley, being secretly in love with him, while Cal's 13-year-old son, Robbie Weaver, is in turn in love with Jessica. Crazy, Stupid, Love scored 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb. 1. The Wolf of Wall Street. 2013 movie. In the early 1990s, Jordan Belfort teamed with his partner Donny Azoff and started brokerage firm Stratton Oakmont. Their company quickly grows from a staff of 20 to a staff of more than 250, and their status in the trading community and Wall Street grows exponentially. So much that companies file their initial public offerings through them. As their status grows, so did the amount of substances they abuse, and so did their lies. They draw attention like no other, throwing lavish parties for their staff when they hit the jackpot on high trades. That ultimately leads to Belfort featured on the cover of Forbes magazine, being called the Wolf of Wall Street. With the FBI onto Belfort's trading schemes, he devises new ways to cover his tracks and watch his fortune grow. Belfort ultimately comes up with a scheme to stash their cash in a European bank. But with the FBI watching him like a hawk, how long will Belfort and Azoff be able to maintain their elaborate wealth and luxurious lifestyles? The Wolf of Wall Street scored 8.2 out of 10 on IMDb. These are the top 10 comedy movies during and after 2010. Please subscribe this channel right now, and if think it's enjoying for you, like the video. Finally, check the recommended and best videos from this channel on the end screen. For now, I wish you all the best.